Hello, everyone. Kaan here from Optimate, and I'm super excited to be with one of our esteemed technology partners in AgnoStack, in particular, Adam Gross, who's one of the co founders and head of product at AgnoStack. Welcome, Adam.
Great to see you, Kaan. Fantastic to join you today. Excited as always.
Great. Just for everyone's context, Adam's based in the US and I'm in Australia, so you can imagine the time zone being a bit of a pain. But thanks for jumping on the call today. And the reason behind the call today really is I wanted to discuss all things customer experience, not just the reactive elements of a use case, but also how can you be proactive in customer experience and have a technology stack that supports whatever strategic objectives you have as a brand. So, Adam, I might throw to you. I'd be keen to hear what are some of the trends you're seeing in the market.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, overall the, shift towards having a good blend between proactive, reactive, and just, general improved customer experience throughout post-purchase are stuff that we're seeing across the globe. One of the areas that I'm particularly keen on, the first 15 years or so of e-commerce in general, retailers spend a lot of money on sort of upper and mid funnel activities, driving net new customer acquisition, driving customer conversion, things like, obviously advertising platforms, marketing solutions, commerce systems, and content platforms. And, how many people could we drive to an experience, convert through the funnel in there, and that's been pretty successful. Commerce has been growing 30+% year over year, and that's served quite well for customers and sort of treating everything in the customer support space as a bit more reactive. In the last 5 years or so, we've seen a massive change. I've been in the industry, almost 30 years now, and to really see the movement in here where a retailer historically would have one or two touch points after a purchase and three or four before. So obviously you'd spend all your money creating really compelling, campaigns and, content and website experiences. And then, we often saw things like the, customer support area really as a cost center. And, how do I do things like drive down call handle time and minimize number of touch points and, handle self-service. And now we've seen almost a 3x shift in increase of touch points after purchase. So whether that's, the 2 to 3x increase in return rate, or whether that's, having more opportunities through people checking on order status or things like that. But now there's a genuine opportunity to really take all of those interactions after purchase, treat them as, even more than first class citizens in the mix there, and use that as a differentiator for your brand. Create great post-purchase experiences for your customers, where you're doing things like knowing what is going to happen, with them before they've even asked for help.
I think traditionally, what we've seen from our perspective as well is your agents, your support team need to have the tools necessary to do a good job operationally day to day. And what does that mean? That means, all the information and all the data at their fingertips to administer things like refunds or exchanges or deal with product faults, etc. But I think where the market is going and what you've just described now is like that's almost become the simple and satisfying, the very baseline level of customer experience. If you're not doing that, you're not actually doing customer experience at all. Like these are just the traditional things you need to be doing as an e-com business. And where it actually gets quite exciting is the opportunity to put your stamp on your post-purchase journey for customers and what that experience looks like.
It's exactly it. I mean, we feel like there's a really interesting time in the world where consumer behavior is changing from a purchase standpoint at the same time where, the experience landscape and what does post-purchase activity, customer support look like. So, consumers today are nearly 3 times as likely to try out a new brand that they've never heard of than they've ever been in the history of the world. That's fascinating enough in itself. I see a great TikTok ad. I'm like, hey, that product looks awesome. Let me go buy it. That dynamic didn't exist for, the early part of e-commerce days. And then put that hand in hand with I think I read a study recently in like Gen Z consumers, like 9 out of 10 consumers say a single bad experience with a brand is enough that they'll never purchase from them again.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm trying out a new brand more often than I ever would. And I equally, expect, as you said, that amazing experience as my baseline. And then compound that with the world of social. And it's like, hey, if
Mm.
I have a bad experience, I'm certainly going to tell my friends about it. And then how can we use that collectively in the industry to turn that on its head, which is to say, hey, I was just, interacting with an awesome new brand for the first time. I had an issue with my order. Those guys were amazing. They, reached out, they fixed my problem before I even had to, complain that something was wrong. They went and issued a refund on my shipping. They credited me with loyalty points. They gave me a promotion towards, my next purchase proactively before I even had to reach out for what would have traditionally been a, customer support interaction. And that's an opportunity for brands to really create amazing post-purchase experiences that differentiate their brand, not just that drive down costs or,
Yeah.
manage to keep their head above water.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. I completely agree. And particularly, built on obviously AgnoStack is a premium plugin that works with a best-in-class customer experience platform in Zendesk. So I think combining the functionality of like an omni-channel communication solution where you can communicate this customer experience over Instagram or WhatsApp or Meta or Messenger, for example, and have that data set of Shopify orders and customer behavior buying journey with Klaviyo information, having all of that in at your disposal when you're communicating to customers can be actually a game changer, and communicating on their terms as well. So traditionally I can imagine Gen Z shoppers are going to communicate a different way to others and that might be through particular social outlets rather than a back and forth email or filling in a form on your website. So being able to meet customers on your terms and provide that experience, I think, is going to be a great and exciting customer experience journey.
Yeah, I mean, the combination of the Zendesk Unified Agent Workspace and what they've done in aggregating all of your, inbound request channels, whether it is social or phone or chat or email, or anything direct from the website into a single unified view, that's powerful enough in
Mhm.
itself. Combine that with what AgnoStack's doing with the Shopify Premium solution or all of our integrations across the e-commerce landscape, and it's like now your agents have real context. you know, who is this customer? What do I know about them from a, customer profile side, from an order history side, the ability to support multi-site, multi-brand,
Mm.
multi-storefront. So, a single view of the customer's activity across multi-site, multi-brand. The idea that I not only have my e-commerce data, but e-commerce, CRM, marketing automation, loyalty, reviews, all of that surrounding the agent itself. In that interaction, the idea of having that full 360 view of the information on the customer is super powerful. Like a great example we use all the time, or we hear from our customers all the time, inside of the AgnoStack or Shopify Premium solution in market. Super common scenario. So customer placed an order on Monday, Tuesday morning, it shipped out, credit card was charged. Obviously, customer was notified by email in there. And then there was a shipping delay, somewhere during the day on Tuesday. And it turns out it's going to arrive on Wednesday. For most retailers, that's not an out of the norm scenario
Mm.
or one that they're probably overly worried about. But from a customer standpoint, it's like, hey, I either bought from you because I thought it was going to arrive tomorrow, or I paid for expedited shipping. So that interaction in that proactive reactive space when using AgnoStack is a game changer. Customer opens up their web widget, or a customer reaches out over social, inbound request into the Zendesk agent workspace. Agent pulls up that ticket that's generated. It automatically has all of the customer's order history, 250 most recent orders for that customer across n number of stores or storefronts. They can instantly keystroke level, search, sort, filter, find the order that they want help with. That's within a split second. So they open up the ticket, they already have the customer's order. They already know that there's a shipping delay in our unified timeline and that it's going to arrive tomorrow. Customer hasn't said a word. Literally.
Yeah.
A good retailer using the platform well will go into that interaction timeline, proactively refund that customer shipping, maybe issue them a store credit or generate a promo code, and start a conversation with, hey, Jamie, I see you have an order that was supposed to arrive today. Unfortunately, it's not going to show up till tomorrow morning. I've gone ahead and refunded your shipping, and here's a code that you can use for $5 off your next order. Is there something I can help you with? In any other scenario out there, even the, automated ticket deflection and some of the bot framework space and what's happening in the likes of Gorgeous, the customer is going through, a whole bunch of interactions of saying, where's my order?
Mm.
How come it's not here? I want to speak to an agent. I want to do A, B, and C. And instead, this agent, using our tool set collectively has managed to change that entire experience where now, before they even told you they were angry, you've done something to surprise and delight proactively.
Mm.
And now you have a customer who's like, wow, that was pretty awesome. I now want to buy with that brand again,
It's
not
amazing.
just because their website was awesome and their products were great, but the actual support interaction changed my perception of the brand.
I think that's really exciting. And talk about providing a good customer experience. I think the best ones are when the customer doesn't necessarily need to speak to anyone in scenarios, particularly from my perspective, and you get the outcomes that you need and want. I think what might be a good idea, Adam, and if you've got time, is if we can show a little bit of the platform and show what the technology does. I think, look, given our background and our context, we've been a Zendesk partner for a very long time, one of the premier partners in region, and we actually specialize in integration. So we've built many custom integrations in our day with CRMs, ERPs, e-com platforms, etc. And every time I come past a custom integration, I always ask the question to the clients, is it actually worth doing? Because it's going to cost a lot of money. And quite often it's a little bit, it's not so sophisticated in what you get. You get to see, a snapshot of the transactions, etc. I think really what I love about your plugin, and after testing and having so many different clients on our books actually using the software, is it's an extremely sophisticated integration. It's not just here's your order history and off you go. You're able to be extremely proactive with all of the data sets within the e-commerce, ecosystem. And I'm really kind of excited to show people that are watching today what that actually looks like.
Customers often think they've got some specific small, problem that they want to solve, which is, the intro into the AgnoStack solution. I'm trying to, improve my agents having access to order history or customer data. And then as we get involved and work, with partners like you guys and direct with retailers, there's so much functionality in the actual product itself that oftentimes, a customer didn't even realize that they needed. So let me go ahead and share my screen here and let me know if you're seeing things here.
Yep.
Are you seeing my browser? So I won't go through too much of the overall product itself. Happy to walk through a wider demo at any point with any of the team or, with any customers. But just to give you an idea of a couple of things that are super game changing from an agent efficiency side and from a customer experience side. So I loaded a ticket. This customer reached out. The very first thing that you get in AgnoStack, as I said, is sheer speed. So I can actually move through in this case, I'm connected to 3 different Shopify stores, a commerce tool store, and a big commerce store in a single unified view. So this is 1,000 orders for that customer that I can move through in real time at the keystroke level. The idea of, the second that customer reached out, either we use some of the advanced AI capabilities or through Ultimate pre-populated, here's the actual order that a customer needed support with. And the agent instantly has not just view only access to that order, but real-time shipping information, support for multiple shipments built into here, real-time transactional data, support for multiple transactions, split tender on an order. I paid half on, voucher or gift card, half on credit card, line item details, like all of the information itself to make the order useful, but the ability to actually transact on it. So I want to go and issue a partial line item level refund for one of the items on my order. I want to do that across, the split tender, half on gift card, half on store credit. super easy to do all of that. Agent assisted sales, sending out a replacement order for a customer, zeroing out the line items on there. Like, oftentimes we hear from retailers, I didn't even realize I could do something like that in Zendesk. This is often like flipping between Zendesk and Shopify or BigCommerce out to their payment gateway through to their shipping platform. That integrated timeline I was mentioning earlier. So this gives that agent a full proactive view of everything that happened across order, payment, shipping, tax, loyalty, CRM, and ticketing in a single unified view. A good talk track we'll go through here and know before the customer says anything what's going on with the order, built-in reminders, integrated fraud and risk level data. Maybe this is an address that we see things getting returned from all the time at a higher rate than normal, or failed ABS check, failed CVC check, things like that. But one of the pieces in particular that I'm most excited about is actually up here inside of our customer insights module. What this allows a retailer to do is, almost every retailer has a series of tools in their back office. Commerce platform, shipping platform, payment platform, is the basics. But you're running typically a CRM solution at some point. Maybe you've got a marketing automation solution like a Klaviyo or MailChimp or Yotpo. You've got a ratings and review platform. It's a single unified view of all of that information in one spot. So I know my average order size, my customer lifetime value. I've got notes on the order available in here. I have some data that Zendesk knows about that customer built in. In this case, the store I'm hooked up to, I'm running Klaviyo from a marketing standpoint. I can opt the customer in or out of my, communication channels right from here. I'm using HubSpot from the CRM side. I'm using Revo from a loyalty side in this store. I'm hooked up to a Kendo from a review standpoint. Just a massive amount of information right in that agent's hand to let them have a better experience with the customer.
Amazing.
Happier agents make happier customers make more money for the retailers. And we've, given them a chance to really have all of that data right there at their fingertips.
And what about from a marketing perspective? Let's say, you've had a cadence of Klaviyo information sent out to your database or your clientele. Are you able to kind of dig into those campaigns in this snapshot?
Absolutely. So we've got a full, what we call add-on provider ecosystem. There's about 75 connectors that you can set up for customers using AgnoStack completely for free. If you're using Klaviyo as an example, you not only get all of the information that on that Klaviyo customer record in there, but in our integrated customer timeline, I see things like, here's the actual campaign emails that I sent out to the customer. Did they open them? Did they earn a new loyalty points in there? So this is a unified view of all of that data in a single environment here. So I sent them an email, they opened it, maybe they made a purchase, then they earned some loyalty points. All of that information available right from within here for no additional cost.
Particularly, if you send out an EDM or like a bit of communication to customers, they're inquiring about products and being able to reference, hey, I saw you open this email 2 weeks ago. What did you think? Or what was your perspective on what we sent? Or do you like the product? Or did you want to exchange for this one? You can think of a variety of use cases there. That's amazing.
For sure. And we've got some really exciting stuff coming up on the roadmap, which, tightens the integration even further with the new advanced AI capabilities in Zendesk for intent detection and the new agent AI capabilities inside of the ultimate solution where, not only can you use this to inform the agent itself on here's what we think is going on with an interaction, but allowing you to proactively solve those customer issues. We have built-in subscription management capabilities. So, using Recharge or Paywhirl or, Stripe or a whole bunch of solutions in there, the agent can actually come in here, change your next shipment date, modify your subscription, extend your billing date, move you to a new tier. And in the next quarter or so or half a year ahead, you'll be able to not only allow your agents to do that, but actually allow your customers to take those activities via self-service inside of.
It's going to be an absolute game changer.
For sure.
So if I'm a luxury retailer, let's say, because obviously luxury e-com retailers, they're a little bit different in the way they'll operate and treat their clientele and customers compared to, the e-com brand selling a $50 top, for example. Making up those touch points and providing a bit of a tailored type of, concierge type experience when they're shopping. The same way you do when you go into their retail stores a lot of the time, you've got someone there, they're working exclusively with you, they're pulling garments exclusively for your type or suggesting products based on what you've purchased before. This seems like you'll have that full capability to provide that level of experience on in an e-com climate.
I stopped sharing my screen, figuring people only want to see so much of
Yeah.
what the actual product does. But one piece in particular that is interesting. So in the overall AgnoStack solution, we have a portion of the app that we refer to as watch lists. They are probably the most game-changing piece of functionality in the entire product for retailers that make use of them. And the idea is it's essentially a full screen dashboard view for an agent to be able to keep an eye on things. So the couple of use cases we see in there, maybe I was on a support ticket with a customer. They had an issue with their last 3 orders, and I just want to make sure this one goes smooth. So I can save that order to my watch list before I even go through my ticket queue, ticket view in the morning. I want to check on that. And maybe I want to get back to them, hey, Marissa, I just wanted to check in with you. Your order finally shipped out this morning. It looks like it's going to arrive tomorrow. Just want to let you know I didn't forget about you. They see when it arrives. Oh, I just wanted to check back in, make sure everything was okay with it. And thinking about using those watch lists to really create these curated experiences are awesome. You can save things like influencers or VIPs or executives to a watch list. So anytime some celebrity, bought something on your site, you want to, or opened up a ticket, you want to keep an eye on it. Or the one that I'm most excited about is those concierge-like experiences. So we have some retailers who will actually assign an agent to some of their top tier customers.
Yeah.
So you have a person who's like your person, and they keep an eye on everything you buy or anytime you have a support ticket. And it's not that you're not in the wider Zendesk pool for somebody to get back to you, but I see all of that as, the agent who, I'm your concierge. And the retailers who do this well, it's magical. There is nothing like when you reached out, not only having just routing capabilities in Zendesk, I try to bring you over to that customer, to that agent. But as soon as you're there, to say, oh, I see that you just bought A, B, and C, to have all of their purchase history, to see that they interacted with another agent yesterday, and proactively stay on top of that stuff. It's absolutely incredible.
There's definitely plenty to see, that's for sure. Adam, appreciate your time on the call today. And if anyone want to dig in any further, have a look at the product, ask any questions, happy to put you in touch with our technical team or myself, Adam as well. He's happy to kind of jump on a call if needed. Get in touch, and keen to hear about your business, how you're currently operating in terms of customer experience and what your stack looks like. So Adam, again, thanks. I'm pretty sure what time is it over there in the US at the moment?
We've got customers all across the globe, so we're here for a while.
Good, dinner time. All right.
Great to see you as always, my friend.
Very good. Thanks, mate. Good to chat. See ya.